Our next lesson in economics is called Spend Your Money Wisely. Our goal is to restate the guidelines for the wise spending of money. Look at your vocabulary words. The store that sells an individual's goods and an agreement where both parties split the profit is a consignment shop. Another name for manufacturer to consumer selling is factory direct. Trivial, not requiring serious thought, considered silly, is frivolous. Making a purchase on the spur of the moment without careful planning is impulse buying. Money will not only go to the manufacturer, but also to the store that stocks and sells the product, is middleman. A famous name product that may be more expensive due solely to its high recognition logo or slogan is name brand. One who manages money or the affairs of a household is steward. Type of business that eliminates the retail part of the transaction is wholesale club. Proverbs 13:11 contains a simple but profound truth. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. In other words, a person who tries to get money by fraudulent means will not profit in the long run, but the steady worker will add to his savings. Simple, isn't it? By regular work and honest savings, a person can see his savings grow. That is simple common sense. Steady work and smart spending with an eye towards saving. That is the way you will stay financially secure. It's important to bring the money in, but it's just as important to regulate how it goes out. People need to make a decision to get a firm handle on their finances. Okay, so in your notes, go ahead and write today's date. Okay, so we need to make a decision to get a firm handle on our finances. The Nesmith family's financial outlook wasn't good. School loans and other living expenses had put them $50,000 in debt with no relief in sight. A usual shopping trip was a ride to the mall and a bill for over $300, further dropping them down the financial well. However, Mr. and Mrs. Nesmith knew that a change was needed, so they buckled down and set their minds to controlling their finances. Now they're happier, having shaved $12,000 off their debt and purchased a house for a fraction of what they would have normally paid. What did they do? Nothing magical. They just made a simple decision to spend more wisely and avoid foolish spending. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make a decision to get a firm handle on our finances. The Lord wants Christians to be good financial stewards. Okay. The Lord wants us to be good financial stewards. A steward is one who manages the affairs of a home. As a follower as a follower of the Lord, you do exactly that. You are to manage your money and your household and be responsible for how you use God's money that He has allowed you to use. As you embark on your career, whether it be in accounting, construction, or the ministry, it's important to make a wise start and begin to make a plan of action so that you will be able to have a strong financial base. A Christian leader is described in Titus 1:7 as one who is a good steward and not given over to greedy desire for money. In learning how to spend and save wisely, you may have to learn and even unlearn some important points. Okay, so we need a plan of action. Okay. We need a plan of action. The first thing a good Christian steward should remember is that the world should not dictate your spending decisions. Okay, the world shouldn't dictate your spending decisions. A lot of TV commercials would lead you to believe that you absolutely must buy the $125 top-of-the-line sneakers this week. However, more clear-headed thinking reveals to you that a shoe outlet down the road can get you virtually the same shoe for less than half the price. If you are not a slave to name brand clothes, you will find that your savings could exceed 50% in almost every purchase. Why must you always buy the newest thing that comes along? Always remember that a new item becomes used as soon as you take it out of the store. You can buy high-quality items at consignment shops for a fraction of the cost of new items. A consignment shop is where people may take their used clothes or other items and sign an agreement to have the store sell the clothes on consignment, meaning that the store will pick up a percentage of the money and give a percentage to the individual who brought it in for sale. Many consignment stores have a quality standard so you can get on clothes. Have a quality standard. Like new clothes, such as jeans, can be bought for $5, while tennis shoes might be a couple dollars. For a college student on a tight budget, this is a brilliant way to spend your money. Christmas is a time when the world would have you believe that breaking your budget is the way to prove that you love your family. Gift giving has become an incredible financial burden to families, and even Christians have been highly irresponsible in their spending habits during the holiday season. Start early in your shopping and save money. Look for special bargains as early as October or even September, and you will see some great products that have not yet been hit by the holiday price increase. Review the extra expenses that hit your budget. Do you really need to have a quadraphonic stereo or cable TV? Must you get a new car every 3 years? Establish the difference between a want and a need. You might need to get a newer vehicle, but you want to get a luxury automobile when a second-hand automobile will do just fine. What are your needs and what are your wants? Okay. So we need to know our needs and wants. Know the difference between needs and wants. Okay? So we said we need to make a decision to get a firm handle on our finances. The Lord wants us to be good financial stewards. We need a plan of action. The world shouldn't dictate your spending decisions. We should know our needs and our wants. Know the difference between our needs and our wants. A Christian teen should also get a wider view of the things around him. Look around and see what different stores offer. Don't assume that the lowest price will always be at the bulk wholesale club. One highly regarded men's clothing store in a mall was trying to clear out their spring suits in order to get ready for the fall. The line of suits was over 70% off of the regular price, and they were a retail store. Keep an eye out for double coupons and sales at the grocery stores. Okay. Okay, it says look and see what different stores offer. Look at what different stores offer so we should be looking at double coupons, and sales. Don't assume that bookstores are always the way to go, either. Even though the best bookstores offer discounts almost every week, why not try the library? The price of one book would probably be more than all expenses, including gas needed to get to the library, fines paid for late returns, etc., incurred in a library. Okay. So it says, try the library instead of bookstores. Get a wider view of your talents as well. Sometimes a little effort on your part can save you money. A simple example is in washing the car yourself instead of plopping down a couple dollars for a hands-free car wash. Be creative and see other ways to save. Do your own gift wrapping. Saves at Christmas time and birthdays. Cooking your own meal cuts the price of meals in half when compared to eating out. These are just a few examples of looking around and see how you can use God's money as wisely as possible. Okay, so use your talents. I know somebody that went to college and they had a job, but they would go skip several meals because they were totally out of money because they wasted their money. So some of the things that it's saying, use your talents, it's saying things like wash the car yourself. Instead of, okay, that will save you money over a car wash. It's saying things like cook meals, eat them at home. Eating out costs you more money than you may think. A Christian teen should slow down and think. Don't fall for impulse buying. It's obvious that the department store display of clothing is quite attractive, but is it worth the extra $10 they charge for the product? Slow down and keep the end result in mind before you buy. Even though the advertisement may tell you that the bargain you are seeing may only last a few hours, be careful not to make an impulse decision. You might spend money that could be better used for a wiser and more valuable purchase. Is spending that money now as great as the joy you would get from a greater goal? In other words, you might find it okay to eat out tonight, but if that money were saved, it would be just a little bit more for that car you're saving for. It's easy to tell yourself it's only $10, but you will find yourself saying that again and again until you wonder where your money has been going. A little savings adds up to a lot in the long run. Saving even $1 a week leads to $52 extra at the end of the year, and that is a good help in your budget planning. So, no impulse buying. It's okay to buy things on sale, and every once in a while it's okay to buy something that's not on your list. But when it gets to the point where every time you go to the store you're spending all your money because everything you see you want, then you have a problem. So you need to put a handle on it. You need to get a handle on your spending. Say no impulse buying, or give yourself a certain amount a week that you can spend on whatever. So you know, okay, this is my limit for this week. The Christian teen should look at the options in all financial decisions. Do not pay for expensive meals out when you can make them at home. What is the option of eating out? Save yourself money and cook at home. Take advantage of free festivals, town concerts, and other events. Let your standard of living be low but enjoyable. Do not buy quick-cooked convenience foods, which may be $1 or $2 more than a comparable item. Do not be afraid to prepare meals at home or take leftovers to work for lunch. Do a little comparative shopping. A quick look on the internet can tell you that the $40 football jersey you are going to buy at the mall is less than $30 when you buy it factory direct. If you buy items at a retail store, there's a bit of middleman money that gets added on, meaning that money will not only go to the manufacturer, but also to the store that stocks and sells the product. They must pay for their employees' lighting, and advertisement, and the money to pay for that comes from you. The extra cost you pay for the football jersey goes to the middleman. Buying from a factory or from a wholesaler means you avoid the middleman. Okay. So buy from factory or wholesaler. So it's saying avoid the middleman. Okay. Look at what different stores offer. Look for double coupons and sales. Read books from the library instead of bookstores. Check out the books instead of buying them. Use your talents. Wash the car yourself. Cook meals at home yourself. Wrap those packages yourself at Christmas time. No impulse buying. Buy from factory or wholesaler. Avoid the middleman. These are all ways that we can manage our money wisely. The Christian should remember to keep a balance in his attitude toward wealth. The accumulation of items does not guarantee happiness. Many Christians fall under the deception that they will be a success in life if they make wealth their goal. Sadly, they forfeit a great relationship with God when they fall into the pursuit of riches. Proverbs 23:4 and 5 warns us against this type of thinking. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Another way to say this is, don't overlook yourself in order to become wealthy. Stop trying to come up with your own understanding on this outside of God's teaching. You are chasing things that will not stay with you. Being neither frivolous in spending nor overworked in a chase for riches, an imbalanced approach to saving and spending will only lead you to a life of frustration. Slow down and think. Get a wider view. Look at the options. Do not let the world tell you what to do. Okay, so the final thing it said, okay, watch our attitude towards wealth. Watch our attitude toward wealth. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Wealth shouldn't be our goal. Our goal should be our relationship with Christ. Okay. Alright, I want you to go through, study your notes, study your lesson, and answer the questions.